and Juan Gonzalez, all in a battle of power and pride. Hello, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Joe Morgan. Great to have you with us in Baltimore. The Home Run Derby is one of baseball's most entertaining contests and easiest to understand. Each swing is either a home run or an out. Each hitter gets 10 outs, and theoretically, at least, you get an infinite number of chances to hit home runs. Joe, we've all watched people jack them out in batting practice, but this is different.
Well, you're right, Mike. It's definitely different. In batting practice, you're relaxed. Really, you're just having fun, kind of going through the motions. But the moment they add the word competition to it, all of a sudden your adrenaline starts to flow, and you start over-swinging. You want to prove that you're at the best. So I think what will happen today is the guy that remains relaxed, treats it most like batting practice, will be the most successful home run hitter today.
Now, Oriole Park at Camden Yards is a park that favors the power hitters. 364 to the power alley in left center, a tantalizing 318 down the right field line. And those lefties will be aiming at the warehouse behind the right field wall. And Buck Martinez is out there right now.
Ever since the ballpark opened last year, ball players have been talking about who would be the first hitter to hit the warehouse in right field. It's a long shot, and there have been some great American League hitters that have taken a shot at that. Mickey Tettleton hit the longest so far in a regular season game, 406 feet away, just 26 feet shy of the building. A few minutes ago in batting practice, Ken Griffey Jr. hit one about 10 feet further than that. So we could see a ball hit the warehouse today in the home run contest. The first guy up to the plate has a legitimate shot at it. Left-handed hitting Dave Justice from the Atlanta Braves.
David Justice of the Atlanta Braves is our first hitter as the National League leads it off. Justice with 20 home runs, third in the National League. And Joe, how do you change your approach to hitting for something like this?
Well, I think what Justice will do is just add a little more uppercut to his swing. He already has a slight uppercut. He doesn't really need to do very much.
Kevin Hickey, former White Sox and Oriole pitcher, is serving them up. Remember, every swing is either a home run or an out, and that's one out.
You know, what's interesting here, Mike, is they had another pitcher warming him up in batting practice, and then they changed pitchers. That makes a difference.
A little tricky.
Right.
2 outs for Justice. He has struggled at the plate this year with his average, 242. 269 career hitter coming into the season, and he has had 3 outs so far. There's one. One home run for David Justice. The 318 down the line, a very inviting target.
But I tell you, Mike, it does make a difference the pitcher that you're facing, because it takes you about 5 or 6 pitches before you groove in on a pitcher's rhythm.
Fair ball, home run. And hit a ton.
A long home run.
That one is hooking foul.
They said the other ball hit the warehouse.
Well, we've already had it. No one in history supposedly had hit the warehouse yet. And Justice just launched one off the base of it. Another one that didn't have the distance and hook foul. David Justice, 9 outs. And that's 10. So he'll finish with 2 home runs. Won a prodigious job that we're told went off the base of the warehouse. We'll be back with Ken Griffey Jr. and more from the Gatorade Home Run Derby in a moment.
Has 2, Joe. And he also has tremendous bat speed. I've seen him hit a lot of long home runs in the Kingdome this year, and I think he can drive the ball a long way.
That's 3 for Griffey.
There's 4.
Oh, that ought to count for 2 in the street.
Actually, Mike, I didn't teach him that.
4 outs, 4 home runs for Ken Griffey Jr. Ooh. That's 5. He has the lead on everyone.
Barry Bonds is the best player in the game today, but I think Ken Griffey Jr. is the most talented. And I think before his career is over, he will by far be the best player in his league for a long time, once he reaches that status.
And only 23. The top vote getter in the American League. Also in 1991 for the All-Star team. That's 6.
And you say he hit 7 last year.
The record is 12. Mark McGwire and Cal Ripken. Seven outs, 6 homers. Left-handed hitters certainly have an advantage here, but he's put 2 to straightaway center. Crushed, but well fouled. 1 out to go for Griffey with 6 homers.
Well, he matched last year's total anyway.
Holy cow. Back in the street, that's 7. Popped him up, and Griffey is gone after a fine power display of 7 home runs. Let's go down to Buck Martinez with Ken Griffey Jr.
Junior, looked like you really got in a groove there later on in the at-bat.
I was a little nervous at first, but you know, after I got in the groove, after I got the first one out the way, I was all right.
What's nerve-wracking about this contest?
Well, it's just not wanting to get shut out, trying too hard, just trying to do some things. But now we're okay.
All right, great job.
Worried about being shut out. He only had 7. But guys like Bobby Bonilla wait their shot. We'll be back in a moment.
A pitcher. In this competition, you supply all the power.
Oh. Are you kidding me? Holy
I told you he didn't hit those first couple well. I told you.
You better not tell me he didn't hit that one.
Yeah,
well.
he hit that one well. I don't think he can go any farther than that one.
473 feet. What a blast. 5 home runs, 2 outs to go for Juan Gonzalez. Oh, it just creeped over the wall. That didn't fall more than 2 feet from the time it left the bat. He can tie Ken Griffey Jr. with 1 more. And now he's down to 1 out.
Yep.
That's out of here. Oh, off the base of the center field wall. What a display he's putting on. Juan Gonzalez with 7 home runs and a standing ovation. That's a pretty good show, Joe.
Yeah, I would hate to have to.
We will have a playoff with 5 swings each to determine the individual winner.
There's another one.
5 home runs for Bonds, for Cecil Fielder yet to be heard from.
That's a good point.
Let's not call this over quite yet. 2 outs to go for Barry Bonds. 5 home runs.
He can actually get into this playoff if he gets hot here.
That's right.
A couple.
One out to go. And Bonds is finished with 5 home runs. Bonds ends up tied for 3rd in the competition. The National League is done, and now Cecil Fielder gets his chance. He hit that one.
Yeah.
That's one. You have to wonder about this guy. He has put up such prodigious numbers and doesn't seem to get the credit to go with it.
Well, it's like he says, you know, Mike, everyone takes what he does for granted. And that's probably the worst thing that happen to an athlete.
Hit a ton. That's number 2. I mean, there have been some great players come through Detroit like Al Kaline who didn't ring up these numbers.
Exactly.
That's 3. Prince Fielder, his son, watching Dad do his thing. That's 3. And there goes number 4. As it turned out, that's all Cecil Fielder would get, 4. So he falls short in his effort to catch Griffey and Gonzalez. The American League wins as a team, but the individual crown is still in doubt.
Wait a minute, guys. We're not done yet.
Going to school with Michael Jordan. Required classes. Physics.
Vertical leap times acceleration equals first.
Speech.
Get him.
Physiology. Learn the thirst-quenching effects of Gatorade. Now that you've done your homework...
You got game. You got game. You got no game.
The philosophy I took the field with every day was play. I was born to play. I don't think I ever looked at it as a job. I'm here because baseball was a passion to me, and I think that's really what it has to be. I've been a member of the Hall of Fame since 1983, and American Express card member since 1986. It's been around for a long time, and I know that it's going to work.
American Express is welcomed in Cooperstown and a lot of other big league towns.
See great athletic feats at this year's most important international amateur sporting event, the World University Games. Saturday and Sunday afternoons, live on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of the Gatorade Home Run Derby is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Nothing quenches that deep down body thirst better than Gatorade. Welcome back to Baltimore. The first ever tiebreaker in the Home Run Derby. In this round, the hitters will get 5 outs apiece. Ken Griffey hasn't homered in his first 2 swings. Juan Gonzalez thinking maybe he'd get a shot at 0 at this point with 3 outs for Ken Griffey Jr. But he won't. Will it stay fair? Yes. That's 2. The 4th out. 1 to go here in the playoff. Boy, he bombed that thing. That's 3. Oh. Holy cow. That's 4.5. That may have hit the warehouse, and they announced it did. That may have damaged the warehouse. Ken Griffey Jr. in the playoff with 4 home runs and gives Juan Gonzalez something to shoot at. Gonzalez now with 4 outs left.
And you're looking at two distinctly different styles here, Mike. Gonzalez is strong. He uses strength to hit home runs, not a real quick bat. Ken Griffey Jr. has a quick bat, and he's strong.
Boy, Gonzalez just kills it. The one during the first round of competition off the facade of the third deck. That's 2. That's his second out. Remember, 5 outs here in the playoff. And, Joe, these guys are not doing this for the money. They're doing it for the competition and for charity.
Charity, exactly. But as I think Ken Griffey Jr. described it best, he said 2 young guys just having fun.
Yeah. Well, if you were 23 again and could launch them 450, you'd be out there, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would, but I don't think I would ever have as much fun as they're having.
2 outs, 3 home runs for Gonzalez. Griffey has 4 in the playoff.
What if they tie again?
We'll find out.
Well,
they're tied. Gonzalez putting on a show. His 4th home run. 1 more will win it. He has 3 outs to go. Griffey, we're told, hit the warehouse 8 feet up.
Well, he's down to his last swing.
Well, the scoreboard says...
No, it's 4 now. It's correct.
All right, 4 home runs and 3 outs. There will be another round of playoffs if they tie. Will it?
No, he didn't get that one. That's a tie.
And the scoreboard was right. That was his last out. Second round of the playoff. Each hitter now gets 3 outs in this round, and Gonzalez will go first.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Yes.
Never been a playoff for the championship in the Home Run Derby before. Oh, geez. Upper deck. That's 1 in this round. Second out. Boy, pressure when you only get 3 outs.
You're exactly right. Sometimes it takes you that long just to get a groove.
Line drive wouldn't stay up for him, so Juan Gonzalez in this round with 1 home run. And Ken Griffey Jr. has the chance to win it for himself.
What about triple overtime?
Sure.
Well, I think it's very difficult to hit more than 1 or so with 3 outs. But young Griff could do it.
You'd like to get the first one, wouldn't you?
Right.
They tied in the first round with 7 home runs apiece. They tied in the playoff with 4. And there's the first out for Griffey. That's 2. He's down
now
to his last
pressure.
swing. Yeah, that's right.
Now we have some pressure.
Be sawdust coming out of the bat handle.
Not high enough. Not high enough.
So Juan Gonzalez, in double overtime, if you will, wins the Home Run Derby. We invite you to stay tuned for the Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball coming up next. Once again, our Gatorade Home Run Derby champion, Juan Gonzalez of the Texas Rangers. For Joe Morgan and Buck Martinez, this is Mike Patrick saying so long from Baltimore. Now let's join Gary Thorne with the heroes of baseball.